Hey there, Cristina here. I thought it's good to get used a little bit more with this kind of vlogging style because, as you could see, I didn't do as much as I could have and also experimented a lot on the way. It's more easier for me on the stage or in a classroom or conference room than here in front of a camera, so that was the reason, but I'll do my best to adjust. So any feedback from you will be, of course, helpful. So I want to discuss today about beliefs and how beliefs can affect your future success and pretty much everything you're doing in life. For this, I would ask you to think about reality. What's reality? How do we perceive the world around us? For example, think here it's something that you know exists, but you cannot perceive it fully because otherwise our brains would just fry. It's too much information, data. There are seeable things, unseeable things, which at some level they reach our brains. But how can this happen? Everything it's about filters. So that is why we are unique as individuals, because we create our unique reality and world through these filters. So all this information will go through layers until it reaches the level where we can understand the world around us. There are pretty much 6 filters which are named meta programs, beliefs, values, attitudes, decisions, and memories. So, like I said, you have the reality which you filter, and it will become your own unique reality. How this manifests around you is through behavior. So you will behave based on an emotion which was the result of the filtered data, filtered information from the world. Behavior is basically the last stage of your filtering process. It's what is seeable outside the world. And inside the behavior are your actions. So here is the link between beliefs or your belief system and your actions. But what is actually a belief? It's something you take as true or false about the world. I had always a funny example, and many people laughed when I pointed this out, that it's good to understand beliefs if you're looking at religion or sports, because sports fans are many times fanatics and they are very similar with some people who believe in something, religiously, are very attached to that religion, and we can see what happens around the world. And that is why I'm saying that religion is a good example, because it was a basis for many wars during the history, and people, for their beliefs, they sacrifice pretty much everything. Yes, and sport is pretty much a good example, a funnier example, but you can see what a specific type of fans can do with the other group when they are losing or they are winning. So what we can take from this is it's very wise from you to not attack someone's belief system. If you cannot do this, at least try to avoid discussions about others' belief system, because wars were started this way. And in families are the same principles. So if you have a belief about something and your wife, your kid, or your parents, your friends, your neighbors have a different belief system, it's better just stay away from that subject. But good news is that you can change your belief system, and this is what we are doing today. So you believe that something is true or something is false. This way, you will already filter part of the information came through your mind through the initial filters like meta programs, which are the initial unconscious filters. And at some point, the information will reach your belief system where it will go further or it will be stopped because you believe in that thing or you don't believe in that. Why is this important? Because your actions will be directly influenced by what you're believing in. This in leadership is very important. We are not living in the industrial era anymore, but there is a leadership style, a very old school leadership style, where things are applied in a very bad way. So how can you do this in a right way and using the power of the mind and the knowledge about the filters is that if you're leading a group of people, making them believe in your plan, in what you want to achieve, the outcome will be a lot better than without presenting the bigger view or the big picture. So if you are a leader and you want to impact a group or you want to achieve a deadline and realize an impossible project, first you need to illustrate to the group the big picture, where are you heading, and second, make them believe that it's possible. How can we utilize this for our benefit? I want you to realize consciously that there are a number of beliefs in your mindset which already are very functional, and maybe you just never sit and question them. Okay, so I don't do this thing. Why I don't do it? Because I don't believe in it? Is this my belief, or it comes from my childhood when one of the parents or someone from my surroundings implanted that belief inside me? And here is the tragedy. Most of us don't question anymore a belief. This applies to attitudes as well as values, but now I want to point out the impact over our actions through beliefs. So if I believe that I can achieve something big, I will find the resources for that. I will get enlightened. I will get great inspiration, but I'll translate this to you. So you have a big plan to achieve, or you have a dream, and you see your life in a beautiful picture, doing something, being surrounded by someone, having this money in your account, or having this kind of possessions around you. Okay, so this is the first step, the vision. Maybe you're familiar with the law of attraction or other similar paradigms about life and how you can attract success and anything you want. So you visualized an outcome. But then the second question is, how much do you believe that it is possible to be achieved? And here it comes the big question, because it's not enough to visualize something. If you don't believe it in your heart, the outcome will reflect that. And why is this? And how can this be applied with the law of attraction and other things you maybe heard of and thought about how they are functioning, and if this is just a BS or it's something real? Everything is about your inner resources. So you have a full potential of achieving a lot of things in your life, but you will let them out and use them for your own benefit in different percentages, okay? And these are based on your beliefs. So if you believe you can achieve that big outcome, that big goal you have in mind, you will deploy all your resources for that. And deploying your resources, good ideas will come. You will start to notice the right people, the right information. Everything starts to come in your way like it's magic, but it's not magic. It's about your focus. You are focused on things you believe they exist and they will bring you closer to your goal. So there is the power information for you. Believing is like noticing those elements which help you achieve your plan. If you don't believe in something, think about your motivation. Think about your energy. Think about how you wake up in the morning. You have an awful project on the table, or you need to achieve a deadline which is something completely unachievable in your own mind. How will you react? How will you behave? What will be your attitude? You see, they are interconnected. Attitudes, values, with beliefs, with all the filters actually. And your actions won't be as powerful as in the right mindset when you believe that it's achievable. So you see, this is the real explanation. And it can affect all the aspects of your life. It's also very important to know that you can have a different belief system in your personal life and in your professional life. You can be very strict, rigid, like a commander in your professional life. But if you apply the same strategy at home, that won't be so good, right? But it's good for business, for example. The good thing is you can change beliefs, but first of all, you must understand the power over you and which are those beliefs. It can be pretty much anything, from stuff like, I am not good enough. You need to work hard to achieve anything. Others are brighter or more intelligent than me. I am not good with computers. I am not a tech savvy. I will never achieve that. Or rich people are bad. Rich people are mean. Rich people are just sneaky. Rich people stolen their money. Every kind of belief will affect your life. General beliefs like, I'm not good enough. Imagine the impact over your life if you think like this. So you're not even specific that I am not good enough with math or numbers or computers or mobile devices. No, you just generalized over your entire life that you're not good enough. It's pretty much horrible to live in that place and desire to achieve anything. So you need to question, where is this belief comes from? Why do I feel I am not good enough? Why do I believe I am not good enough? Of course. Is that because in my childhood, my father or my mother told me all the time that, hey, you're too small to do this. You don't know how to do this. Let me do this for you. Or, look, other kids are better than you. They always have better grades than you. And this comparison, comparing to others and how others are better, how you're not good in what you're doing. And at some point, because this usually doesn't happen just with one occurrence, there are building steps. You hear this once, you hear twice, 2 days, 10 days, 1 year, 2 years, and at some point you just decide, another filter, that okay, you are not good enough. So your belief system will enrich with this belief and you will act. So your behavior will reflect this belief. You will stay low, you will probably be mediocre, you won't deploy your resources, and you won't be too anxious to grow or learn new things. This can be seen in the educational system as well. There are two types of education. One, which rewards the effort, and the second one, which rewards the self. You are beautiful, you are amazing, you are the best, you are. This is rewarding the self. And it's very demotivating on the long run, because inside you, it will shape a self-image which will feel very insecure every time when it has a new kind of challenge, something you're not sure about it, because you have a standard. Everyone put you on some sort of pedestal, and if you are not sure about something, you will try to avoid punishment and you will just stay low. But on the other hand, if you are compensated or rewarded for your effort, the thing will stay different. These are the two types of people. Those rewarded for the effort will embrace failures like part of the process. Those who are motivated, stimulated, rewarded by their self, they will run from anything new or failure. They will associate failure with themselves. So it's something associated, something inside you. You see the difference. If you consider that you are the best, any type of failure will have a direct impact on your self-image and your self-esteem. That's very powerful. On the other hand, if your effort is compensated, you will see everything like a personal development process or a development process. So this way you will see failure nothing more than an experience. And if it's hard, you know that you're on the right path. On the other hand, when you're rooted through the direction of self-image, you will feel everything so heavy over your head. And these are connected to the belief systems. That is why, if you are not in the place where you would want to be, I suggest to start questioning, auditing your belief system. Take a piece of paper and write down each powerful belief you have today about life in general. Change is difficult, not because it's hard necessarily, but it takes discipline. You cannot just change your own habits, your behavior, or beliefs in 1 second. It happens, but I don't advise you to go on this route waiting for the magic pill to happen. This time I want you to question your beliefs about something. You can take this down or fragment through different parts of your life. Or take something general. How do you see life in general? What are your beliefs about life in general? Life is good, or life is good for the hard workers. Life is good for the intelligent people. Life is good for beautiful people. Life is good for someone who is in a rich family, who has a lot of resources. Or the reverse. Life is good when you don't need to do anything. Life is good when you're loved. Life is good when you have friends. These things are important because they shape you. These filters finally form your personality. Someone who knows your filters can predict your behavior. You can predict your own behavior because you already managed to figure out some of your filters unconsciously, but you can. And now, talking about beliefs, you will write down this kind of beliefs, and you will notice that some beliefs are absurd or are not good for you or are in contradiction with what you want to achieve. So ask yourself, where is this belief came from? Is this from me? Where did I get it? And how can I change it with a new belief which will help me in my road? Another tip I would give you in this phase is, once you identify the limiting belief for yourself, find the counter examples. Those are so powerful because our mind learns from what it sees, what you do, what you feel. But now with the power of the internet, you can find pretty much examples for everything. Every kind of personal situation which identifies with your own. So if you have a belief like, I am not good enough, this is very general. You need to go deeper and ask yourself, why do you think you are not good enough? And then the second layer will start to come to life. Well, because I was grown in a very poor environment, or because everyone told me so. And this way you will see the root from where this belief was formed. Once identified, you can then see examples over, okay, another person with this kind of surroundings, or with friends or without friends, or with parents or without parents, or with schooling, without schooling. What did they achieve? And you will find a lot of examples of success in what you want to really achieve in your life. So I think this is a powerful lesson. I don't want to enter in too many details now. We don't have time for that. And what I have noticed from my own experience, even working with CEOs or leaders of big companies or associations, foundations, influencers, and so on, even them, so people who are pretty much used with personal development and the importance of a constant learning during our lives, they have difficulty changing big things like beliefs. They are big things because you don't need to do much, but focus on small steps. So I don't want you to change yourself overnight in 24 hours, because it's possible. So I don't want you to take away this belief. It is possible. In certain circumstances, miracles can happen. When some resources, some elements are aligning in the right moment, amazing things can happen overnight. But it's better for your mental health and happiness to not look for these things only. So little changes are more powerful on the long run. If you change, for example, only one limiting belief in your life, it will trigger, a chain of reactions, and it will impact areas of your life, other small details which you didn't know that they are connected. For example, life is hard, and you go further and see life is hard. How? Why? Be a little bit more specific. Life is hard because you need to work hard every day to provide for your family, because you can get sick, because you can be without money, because no one will help you, and so on. You will form this kind of chain reaction. And then you just take one from this chain. Okay, because people need to work hard for everything. Perfect. Okay, so where does this belief comes from? It's from one of your parents who worked hard when you were a child, or a mentor, a mother, someone else who was with you as a child. See the origin. At least try to figure out from where it comes from. Okay, there are some other people for whom life is not hard, or what I can see from the outside, everything is so peachy for them. Start questioning the old limiting belief for yourself. And counterexamples are so powerful. I love to use them because slowly starts to debug the bad belief which stops you from doing anything. If you identify this limiting belief and you start to learn, read, watch videos, or listen audios of other people who achieve things or had a wonderful life, do things they love, who will actually start to form a new belief that things are not exactly like you thought they are. And here is the magic of transformation. Because if you can start reconfiguring your beliefs in the way you want to go in your life, then everything will change for you. Because your filters will start to reshape. You will start to notice new patterns, new ways of life, more and more and more, because of the focus. You are focused on what you believe. It exists, it's real. Belief is what you think it's true or false. If it's true, you will notice things in that direction. Here is the magic. This is the law of attraction. Things which were there, so reality is here and is too big to be comprehended, right? And you see just a very tiny part of that reality. But that reality is directly correlated with the filters about what you think they are true. Once you change your belief about what you think is true, you start noticing things which you never knew existed before. And this way, new opportunities, new people, new circumstances will come into your life. Exactly like before. Before, the same opportunities, people, clues, information came into your life, but which matched your belief. So now, if you change your belief, this kind of new people, new resources, new data, new opportunities will enter in your life because you start to notice them. I will point out the consciousness about these things. Just start figure out your beliefs, your limiting beliefs. In order to change them, you need to expose them. Everything what is exposed loses its power. Okay? So once an information, a data is out there, it won't keep you anymore. And this is very good for you to know, because it's like oxygen when you want to set yourself free and start living your life the way you deserve to live. And let's finish with leadership again, because I work with many leaders, and how you can take this and apply into your business or professional life when you lead other people and you have an impact over them. First of all, include them into the big picture and see if the group believes in your plan, because the outcome will reflect the ratio, the percentage of their belief in your plan. You give an impossible deadline. Okay, but you ask, do you think it's possible to achieve? I know it's not easy, but is it possible? When you have the agreement of the group, you know you will achieve that thing. If not, you can decide. You leave the group as is, but with the chance and the risk that some people who don't believe in your plan will sabotage your plan. Remove them from the group and leave only those who believe in your plan and your deadline, or create a focus group where you will want to align the beliefs of the entire group. It's possible. It's very possible. If you want to keep the entire group intact, you'll do this. It won't take too long, because you know, when you're in the leader position, people are looking up to you. They want to be noticed. They want to be heard. Sometimes it's enough just to listen to their doubts, their thought processes, and in a very short discussion, you can change their belief systems, because it works. It works. If they trust you as a leader, you gain a lot of confidence doing this kind of meetings with your people. Not project meetings, human meetings. It's all about humanity. It's all about listening to the other, listening and feeling their emotions. In order to transform something from mediocre to amazing, you need to involve yourself in your people's life, listen to them, and sometimes change can be achieved in no time, especially from this leading position. People are already in the mindset that they need to listen and believe in you, but they don't always do. And this is because it's a lack of communication between the leaders and the others, the followers. So use this power. And if you have a group which believes in your plan, in your project, in your deadline, you will be unbeatable. Okay, so this was for today. I hope you like this new format of my videos. You can leave me feedback anytime. I hardly wait to see you next time in my next episode. Not sure about what. Now I am pretty much testing, playing, but later on when you'll be more of you out there and you'll give me helpful feedback, I will follow the needs and what you really want to see or hear more about. So take care and until the next time.